All right. What up? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Man, Pistons took a L. Obviously, we all know that by now. Um, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said before, wins and losses is, it is what it is with that. We know what type of season this is. But obviously, I wanted to come on here live because once again, Cade shows you why why he should be the rookie of the year. Why he should be the rookie of the year. These are the type of games that, Skip Bayless and those type of guys, they don't talk about. They don't talk about these type of games from Cade. Should have had 30 easy, to be honest. But man, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Couldn't get fouls for y'all know how that goes. Here in Detroit, man. Couldn't get fouls. Pistons ran cold. You seen today the need. You seen the need of Isaiah Stewart. You seen the need of Killian Hayes, especially with that second unit, man. You definitely seen the need of Killian Hayes, especially in the stretch in the fourth where you needed some more help guarding some of those guys on the perimeter. When you got Saban and Corey Joseph, two smaller guards, it's not easy to switch on a lot of guys. Like I said, just different factors of the game where you seen that you needed those dudes, man. You definitely needed Diallo with his slashing ability and, his ability to play defense, man. So definitely needed our guys tonight. We were shorthanded. Kind of figured we was going to probably take an L tonight. Simply because of the guys that we do have missing. But, it is what it is. Like I said, we're not in the business of wins and losses right now. Let's just be honest about it. A loss is probably not the worst thing in the world for us right now. But, yeah, absolutely destroyed in the paint, man. Like I said, the defense on the perimeter just wasn't there. And then we go on a cold stretch. You know what I'm saying? The fourth quarter, it really got bad. So, but just looking at the list of players that you got out, bro, listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to show y'all this tweet right quick because it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But this is, a lot of these Pistons fans in a nutshell, man. This tweet right here. Tweet right here. Pistons is garbage. That type of stuff, man. Those type of fans is the fans I got a problem with. You know what I'm saying? The Pistons is garbage. We all know that this was going to be a losing season. Why are you acting surprised? When you have this amount of people, listen to this list of people that we don't have right now. Listen. Hamidou Diallo, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Frank Jackson, Rodney McGruder. How much defense, points, and rebounding is that? You see what I'm saying? So why even, that type of energy? You know what I'm saying? And got the nerve to have a Cade Cunningham picture. That type of stuff. That annoys me. Cade needed some help tonight. But we were shorthanded, man. We were shorthanded. Sadiq Bey only shot the ball 7 times. He only shot the ball 7 times tonight, man. He went 3 for 7. This is usually a team where he goes off. But the Celtics did an excellent job. They did an excellent job with their game planning. They really did. They did an excellent job. So, besides the refs being full of garbage, like I said, man, Cade just can't. He can't even get respect. You know what I'm saying, from the referees. Number one pick, usually gets a little bit more respect. I understand he a rookie, but the number one pick usually gets a little bit more respect. Cade shot the ball at the free throw line 4 times tonight. There is no way that you can tell me him being double teamed tonight at times that nobody was following him. You know what I'm saying? So, we all know what this is, obviously. But it just never ceases to amaze me, man. Like I said, the disrespect is real, man. It's real. It is totally real. So, I just came in here to check the temperature, man, and see how y'all felt about that game. But obviously, we all know, I made that video about Skip Bayless, and it wasn't just based off Skip Bayless. It's just a national perception of Cade Cunningham, man. Why don't this man get his respect when he does things like this? You know what I'm saying? He's been consistently giving you 20 plus also. But he gives you a bunch of other cookies to go with it. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, give a kid his respect, man. So, yeah. Saban Lee trash. We need to move him. Wow. Wow. Saban Lee trash. Oh boy, it never ends, man. It never ends. See, even Ashton the trainer mentioned it. So look, let me read this from Ashton the trainer. Look at these tweets, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I mess with Ashton, bro. You know what I'm saying? This tweet here. Let me read this to y'all. Before coming to Detroit, I didn't know the true definition of Detroit versus everybody. Trust. I know now. It's not just me. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me. Even he sees it. Look at that. Look at that. Let me read a couple of more of his tweets. I can't wait till next year. Y'all laugh now. He's seeing double and triple teams every night. And you telling me he not getting fouled? Bro, it ain't just me saying this stuff. There y'all go. Ashton the trainer. Cade Cunningham's right man. Even he sees it. It's the reason why I made that video yesterday. It's, it's been Detroit versus everybody for years. But, at this point, like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, get this man his respect. The referees don't even get his man his respect. Especially on when it comes to drawing fouls, man. Like I said, you playing physical the whole game. This man was going to the lane, driving to the basket, 2 or 3 guys sinking on him. Nobody blows a whistle. That type of stuff I got a problem with, bro. It's like, what is this hate with my city when it comes to these leagues, man? What is this hate? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog. I can guarantee you, and if anybody want to disagree, fine. But I think it'll be hard to with this statement. I can guarantee you that if Jalen Green had 27, 8, and 6 right now, Skip Bayless would be running his mouth again. And not only Skip Bayless, his highlights would be everywhere. We're going to see what type of reaction he get tonight. Watch. Watch. Just watch my word, man. You wouldn't be able to turn it on. You wouldn't be able to go on social media or turn your TV on without seeing that boy all over the place. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. Tatum is untouchable. Tatum usually, like I said, when we got a full roster, Tatum usually don't play the greatest games against us. Tonight he got off. And like I said, we handicapped like a mug tonight. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy this victory, Boston, because I can guarantee you, if we was at full force, we probably whooped y'all ass again, because we seem to always whoop their ass. But being that shorthanded, no chance, man. No chance. It's hard to even defend when you missing the players that you're missing. Those are your perimeter defenders are mainly the ones that's missing. Then you got Stu in the paint, but I mean, Hamadou and Killian Hayes probably lead this team in steals. So I'm saying that those are your best defenders on the perimeter, along with Cade. So it's just like, you missing those guys, man. Yeah, you're gonna have a tough night, man. You don't got the ability. You can't switch between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and all these other guys on the perimeter when you don't have bigger guards like Diallo, like Killian Hayes. You can't do that on the defensive end. Not with Corey Joseph, not with Saban Lee. Yeah, absolutely, man. Not a pretty sight at all, Chuck. Not a pretty sight at all to have Corey Joseph out there. The Celtics, man, with that team, you got to have some length, some straight tenacity, especially on the perimeter. You have to. You got to on the defensive end. Slow down with the but this I just cracked this can, man. I'm good. My tolerance is very high. I can guarantee you I'm straight. Yeah, most definitely, Dennis, man. Like I said, we was missing too much, man. Missing too much. But it is what it is. Like I said, to be missing that amount of people is crazy. It's crazy. At least my boy Pickett got in the game tonight. I was glad to see that. Yeah, Pickett got him some run, man. I wish Chris Smith wasn't injured because I want to see him play, man. That's crazy. Yeah. And see, they talking about that right now with our guard rotation, man. We had a 3-guard rotation. 3 guards. 3 guards. Corey Joseph, Cade Cunningham, Corey Joseph, Saban Lee. That's not a recipe for success against the Celtics, bro. Simple and plain. Yeah, Ivy with Cade and Bay would be nasty. That would be absolutely nasty. The Pistons will have to go the free agent route to shore up the post, which that's no problem to do. They had the money for it. So if they wanted to go with someone, say per se Ivy, then absolutely. Absolutely, because I still don't think there's no chance, no way that we get a Jabari Smith. So Ivy, if available, probably is an option, depending on where we fall. Yeah, Jabari is better than Ivy. Let's just be honest about it. But Jabari most likely is going to go number one. And the Rockets are already talking about they going after Chet if they do get number two again. So simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? I would not mind Ivy at all. Like I said, it'll be some room for guards, man, because Corey Josephs and Magruders and all of that stuff, that's gonna be done. That's gonna be done. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah. I listen. The thing with Banchero, man, like I said, I don't have no problem with Banchero, but Banchero is on the defensive end. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. K really does. He does like Banchero a lot. Like I said, I don't have no problem with Banchero. We get Banchero. Listen, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Out of those four guys, I honestly don't care which one you pick. I want Jabari simply because this dude is just ridiculously gifted on the offensive end. But they all got game, bro. I don't see where you go wrong. You cannot go wrong with those four. Smith, Banchero, Chet Holmgren. A lot of people don't want Chet because he's skinny, he's super skinny. I get it, but if we draft Chet, he'll be playing four. Chet is not a five, obviously because of his size, but he'll be playing four. He'll be able to play five against certain teams. Let's just say that. But I'm not too much worried about that because free agency. I think we go and get that rim rocker, that defensive force. I think we go get him in free agency. I don't think that's coming out of this draft. Yeah, he is a shot blocker. He knows how to use his length, but that's in college. In the NBA, it's not going to be that simple. A lot of those big fellas going to go right through him. So that wouldn't work here in the NBA. He will have to be straight stretch four. Straight. His frame is too small. These are grown men here in this league. Yeah, these are grown men here. So that's a whole different scenario. Chet Holmgren in the NBA plays 4, maybe 3 sometimes. But yeah, simply because of his dribbling ability and shooting ability, yeah, you can get away with him playing him at 3 sometimes. But in the NBA, nah. He's not going up against an NBA center at that size. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tayshaun was very, very bony and lanky at small forward. His length made up for a lot. And that's what I think is going to help Chet, that length. And it's not only that he has length, Chet knows how to use his length. And at the same time, he's not just skinny. He's skinny as a mud, but he's wiry. He's a wiry player, man. I have took my time to watch him. He's wiry, and he's very smart. He still manages to get rebounds and block shots in college. That's fine. But like I said, in the NBA, man. But like I said, all 4 of them, I'm not going to get angry at you. Smith, Ivy, Banchero, you know what I'm saying? Chet, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Like I said, the Pistons, it's hard for you to go wrong. It's hard for you to go wrong, man. Yeah, like I said, free agency, you can sure up that 5 spot in the free agency, man. You can go and get specifically what you're looking for in free agency. We got some money, got to spend it somewhere. Ain't got to do nothing drastic, but you know what I'm saying? To spend a couple of dollars to go out and get a piece we need, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. 4 or 3. 4 or 3. That's where I think, Chet plays in the NBA. Only reason he could play 3 is because he can dribble a basketball, man. So, his handles, he got them handles. He ain't KD, but he got them handles. Boy, did y'all watch that game last night, man? I knew it. Man, that's why I knew it, man. I knew Brooklyn was going to tear a mud hole in the 76ers, man. The Brooklyn Nets are really built to win this year. They are built to win the NBA title this year. They really are. Kyrie Irving remains to be a video game. Kevin Durant remains to be a video game. They are really built to win this year. That's the money shot right there, Quinn. That's the money shot. That's what I'm waiting on right there. That is what I'm waiting on. I want to see Chet go up against some dogs. You hear me? Some of those dogs. Yeah, I did too, man. I did too. Those refs was doing their best to help Embiid in the first half, man. But the second half, they wasn't having it. Drummond smacked the shot off the glass and was staring at him. Kevin Durant was all up in his face. He was arguing with KD. Like I said, I don't know what the fans was doing, all that cheering and all that yelling and all that stuff, but they wasn't looking at the score. The 76ers never had a chance. They weren't looking at the score, man. But he fits like a glove with that roster, man. And to see the way that KD was out there with him, you know what I'm saying, coaching them, hyping them up, that type of stuff. That stuff. You went from Steve Blake to playing with KD. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Nets stay healthy, bro. They winning. They winning. It's the Nets and then who else? Like I said, they stay healthy this time. Giannis them ain't going to get lucky. Yeah, man. Dude, listen, Drummond had that space he needed down there to himself because Kevin Durant, Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, those all three of those guys played the perimeter. So he had that room to do what he needed to do down there and just be big. You know what I'm saying? Go and block you some shots. Every damn rebound. Oh man, that rebounded. Those empty stats some of those Pistons fans was talking about. Goddamn fools. But the steals, the quick hands, man, the monstrous screens that he was setting for those dudes, man, he fits like a glove with them. That was a perfect pickup for them. It was a perfect pickup for Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's stupid. Brooklyn's stupid. Dre was good at not Brooklyn, the 76ers, my bad. The 76ers just stupid. You knew it was only a matter of time for the 76ers to do something stupid. James Harden, listen to me. You traded Drummond, you traded Seth Curry. Listen, bro, you traded Ben Simmons. You had to get him out of there, right? I get it. But, bro, Drummond wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said you wanted a star player for Ben Simmons. You got it. James Harden. You take that and you can have a pick. I'm not giving you Drummond and Seth. No. No. I'm not giving you that. You know why? Now you got problems rebounding. Now you have problems defending. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Embiid is out the game. James Harden is not a defender. James Harden also has choked over and over and over in the playoffs. James Harden ain't getting all them whistles. Y'all seen it from the very tip of the game. James Harden crying for fouls. Bro, nah. Nah. Not at all. Absolutely, Don Burr. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah. like I said, man, they definitely yeah, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. Like I said, you was a team that people probably were worried about. I don't think they worried about you now. James Harden does nothing but give you offense. This is why I tell people all the time, don't get too wrapped up on guys that just play offense. You know what I'm saying? A guy that can score you 30, 40 points, fine. You know what I'm saying? But they need to do other things too. That's the reason why James Harden has not been successful. At some point, you got to play defense. You got to play defense. And they couldn't do that. You goddamn right, Tony. You goddamn right, Tony. Rookie of the year, damn it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yes, this man, Chuck, I've been saying this for years, man. Don't nobody want to hear it. Like I said, those stats and stuff, when somebody scored, all in points, yeah, that's cute. But is he doing anything else? Because defense wins championships, baby. Somebody got to stop somebody. Tony Dombrowski in the building, y'all. What's going on, Sean? I see you in here too from Half Court. Make sure you guys subscribe to those two guys' channels, by the way, man. Make sure you subscribe to their channels, especially for these fans. Especially for these Tigers fans, man. You got to follow Tony. You have to follow Tony. Yeah, Jalen, Clarence, let's say Clarence. Yeah, Clarence had a good night against probably, come on, bro. The Lakers against Carmelo. Come on, dog. You took that performance, Skip Bayless. That's the performance that you took. And said, see, this is why I said that Jalen should have been picked first. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Section 104 about to go crazy. I'll be at the game Sunday. For the Sunday game, for the guy, whoever is coming to the game Sunday, I'll be there at 3 p.m. with the Detroit Pistons, man. Shout out to Ty Mopkins. Hooked me up with some free tickets yesterday. He was giving them out. But yeah, definitely be there. But yeah. Appreciate that, bro. Big A in the building, y'all. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll be there, man. I'll be there at the game. I don't have the tickets on me right now. They're in my coat pocket, man. But I'll let you guys know the section where I'll be at. I'll be all around there, to be honest. I'm not just gonna be, at my seat. I'm gonna be around. But yeah, definitely want to go see them play Clippers, man. Hopefully we can get some guys back by the end. I don't know, man. These injuries, Isaiah and Killian probably still be out, but at least give me some Diallo or something. Frank Jackson still dealing with the back issues. He probably do. On low key, he probably do still be watching Pistons games. Right. That's what I said, bro. Against Melo. Like, come on, dog. The Lakers trash, man. These dudes they fighting for a play-in spot. Like, what are we talking about here? It's not the Lakers is not a team that's gonna play some defense right now. Especially not Carmelo. Jalen said himself the plan was to go after Carmelo. You still took that, Skip Bayless, with your bad takes. You still took that and said, this is why I said that we should take Jalen Green, the one-trick pony. That's why you should have took Jalen Green number one. Nah, bro. Nah. Listen, hey, I'm gonna drop this link in the comment section. Anybody that want to come in and talk, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. So I'm gonna drop this in the comments, man, so you'll be able to click the link. Give me a second. Gotta hit Command V. I'm working with a Mac laptop, but there you go. Come on in here and get some dilly. Let's talk some Pistons, man. It's 117 of you in here. Let's talk. There goes Shy from half court in the building. Woodward Sports, rise above. Okay,
you know I had to hop in, King. What's going on, King? How you doing, brother?
Boom, bop. Hey, man. Just talking Pistons, man. Like I said, just trying to get Cade some of the respect that he deserves, man.
Oh my gosh, dude!
You want respect our rookie, man? I don't understand it.
Put some respect on his mother name, dude. Like, my God, man, this guy's just playing at a different level. I mean, what he did tonight, like, first of all, that first quarter was dominant. Like just the 13, 14 points right out the gate, outscoring, Jason Tatum to start, a guy that I was really worried about coming into this game. But I mean, obviously the fourth quarter stunk. We didn't even get a field goal. We fizzled out at the end. I mean, this team just looked beat. We had no depth. We had almost nobody out there. I don't know about anybody else. This is one I can't really be super mad at. This was a fun game. Great effort by the team. I mean, come on. We had Jamarco Pickett, Saban Lee. Like, literally at one point, it was 4/5 of the Motor City Crew starting five with Cade Cunningham on the court, and that was our lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get super mad about what's happening.
Something happened, bro. It went totally left. Yo, what happened, man? It went totally left.
Well, the other thing too was, like, first of all of Boston's offense the entire night was easy. It was gimme stuff. They got 68 points. That's tough. Like, you can't score 68 points. You can't let a team score 68 points in the paint and expect to win basketball games on a regular basis. I mean, they had like the amount of points they even had in the paint just in the first half alone. They got, like, it was just insane. So, man. Yeah. So, like, this team multiple nights of the year has led up numerous 60-point games in the paint. And so, if, obviously we missed Beef Stew tonight. I mean, the conversation is about Marvin Bagley being a starting five on this team. I mean, Bagley played great in the offensive end. Defensively, he ain't it, man. I'm sorry. He's not.
Yeah. That, like I said, that just ain't a part of his game anyway. Like I said, with the I've been saying since the very beginning of the season, man, that we're gonna lose a lot of games because of our lack of presence in the paint, man. On the defense end. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna get pounded by certain teams in the paint. And that happened tonight. Boston is they're not even the biggest team in the paint, man, but they killed us.
Yeah.
They killed us. You know what I'm saying? We needed Isaiah. We needed him tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it ain't like he's Ben Wallace, but we needed his presence. You know what I'm saying? So sucks, man. Absolutely. So then they go cold. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, man. You're having a fun night.
I listen, man. I need Sadiq Bey shooting more than 7 shots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's just be honest, but I need him shooting more than 7 shots.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that's kind of where people come in and say, well, should Jeremy Grant be on the team long term? I can understand the argument when nights like this where Sadiq, last couple games, in fact, has been pretty quiet offensively, never fun to see. But I mean, listen, there's still a lot to be excited about. I still can't believe we're getting the production out of Marvin Bagley offensively that we've been getting. I mean, I could see why the Kings fans were not having fun watching that guy because, if that was the guy I drafted number 2 overall over Luka Doncic, I'd be pissed too. However, for what he is and for the situation he's in right now, having a lob threat with Cade Cunningham, dude, oh my goodness, it's a game changer.
Appreciate you for stopping in, Tony. By the way, before you get out of here, I just wanted to make that known. Hold on, I'm going to this, trying to get some guys in here.
Yeah, sorry for hogging all the time. Anyone else that wants to talk, go right on ahead.
I actually have no issue with Marvin Bagley. It was a reason why I wanted us to trade for him because I knew we needed somebody athletic around the rim. But he's not the answer. He's a band-aid, pretty much. And I still think if you can keep him here for another year and still add a couple more guys like via the draft free agency, that'd be a good idea because we literally only have 3 guys that can be a big, and one of them I don't even consider a big because all he does is shoot, and then Isaiah Stewart is literally usually bad self. So we still, and we need at least about 4.
Hey, I'm not to cut you off, number. Is Joshua? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
For sure. All right, cool.
Yeah, all right. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I can get everybody in here that's possibly can. Let me make this panel a little bit bigger.
And for the 10th time, what's up, King?
What's going on, man? I see you the first time, no?
Whatever.
Salute, guys. I don't know you. I am from Michigan. I want you guys to know this. I'm a Knicks fan, but I lived in Michigan my whole life. I watched Mr. Big Shot. I watched Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer. Those are my boys. Okay? But I'm rooting for my Knicks, and I'm just here. Hey, it's okay. We can hate. It's okay. I am a Pistons fan at heart. Like when we got Sheed, and we beat those Lakers down, trust me. I am a Pistons fan for life. I'll always be, because my cousin, he had muscular dystrophy, and he made me love Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, and the Bad Boys in the late 80s, early 90s. But I'm going to tell you this. I learned to love my Knicks, and I'm still in Michigan. I live right in the thumb, Bad Axe, Michigan, right in the thumb.
Yeah, I can't do that, bro. I'm sorry. You a Knicks fan? You need to go on the Knicks stream.
That's why
you might live in Michigan. That's even making it worse. We don't fuck with Knicks fans, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Only fourth quarter collapse that was worse than the Pistons tonight, by the way. Go Knicks.
Yeah,
hey, to be fair,
yeah,
we loved Allen Houston, you know.
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like,
hey,
talking about the Knicks and all type of stuff. Yeah,
it's Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, King, man.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, brother. First of all, thanks for letting me hop in, whatever. I just want to say, man, I appreciate you and the Pistons YouTubers putting us on, man. I love it, man. You know how the media do us. The media don't show us no kind of love. They always hating. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you and the Pistons media don't show us no kind of love.
What happened? You went out.
Well, what happened? You hear me?
I hear you now. You had went out for a second.
Oh, okay. So I was just saying, like, I appreciate you putting Detroit Pistons YouTube and all that stuff on, man. The media be hating, so I appreciate that, man.
No, man, I appreciate y'all, man, for listening. So look, this is how we gonna do this, man. We gonna get a few questions from the comments. I'm gonna ask a few questions, then I'm gonna call on who we need to have speak, so we won't talk over each other. But I appreciate all of y'all joining the panel, man. Lions Rumble, what's going on, bro? I ain't never seen you in a live, man. What's going on,
King? Damn, grown man like you, man.
That's some of my guys are here. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see y'all, man.
Man, I love it, man. Hey, respect, King, man. I love your platform, brother. So it's only fitting. I'm all the way out here in Vegas, so how else am I gonna get my 313 state of mind?
Right,
you know what I mean? So
right.
I respect you, man. Hell of a platform, man. I appreciate you.
You definitely got to look out for we three kings, man, when it comes around the time for the draft, because to be down there for the draft. So
absolutely, yeah, man. We can link up, whatever, man.
Yeah, doing some coverage.
I'll shoot you my email and all that, and my phone number. I'm a 702 area code now, so yeah, man.
Okay. All right, man. Sounds solid, man. All right. So let's just get to the nitty gritty, man. Cade Cunningham, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Like I said, it gives you the points plus all the extra goodies to go with it. Consistently just doesn't get the exposure that he deserves, man. Tonight, tried to put the team on his shoulders, just didn't have enough. What do you think that the national media needs to see from Cade Cunningham in order for him to get the proper respect that he deserves? I'll start with you, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So first of all, I do think there are people out there that give him his praise and give him his love. I just think I think the only way that the media is really going to pay attention on a consistent basis is when those wins are really starting to pile up. Now we can look at the stretch that we've had and we can say, okay, Cade Cunningham over the past course of 9 or 10 games, analytically speaking, in the NBA world, they say that something isn't a trend until it's a 10 game stretch. So I think now that we're getting more closer towards those 10 games being wrapped up, I think we could be really seeing the coverage ramp up, especially with some of the nights he's having, especially after a game like tonight. It's hard pressed to see him not be in that conversation. I think he just has to keep consistently putting up games like this. I think he just needs to keep being Cade Cunningham, because it's only a matter of time before the national media is going to at least somewhat notice what's going on. Because if you look statistically, I mean, guys like he is having all-star numbers. You know what I mean? Guys like Kevin O'Connor, KOC, you know, he's tweeting saying, man, Cade Cunningham's great. What year, you know, asking what year he thinks people see him being an all-star. You know, I just think there's just a lot to like in his game and a lot to like in what he's doing. So, you know, I know right now it feels like he's not getting the love that he deserves. And I know a lot of that's because, you know, we're the ones watching Pistons games. A lot of people outside of Detroit or the Detroit area are not watching Pistons games. So I think it's only a matter of time if he keeps up putting up stats like this, because man, he's playing at an all-star level right now. He really is.
Tonight's performance. I want to speak to you, Joshua. Tonight's performance from Sadiq Bey. Do you think this has something to do with not enough basketballs going around, or picking his spots?
I think Sadiq just needs to pick his spots a little bit better, man. His shot is so pure. I would say it's probably top 5, top 10 in the league. It's just his shot, his form. So I would say, yeah, he just needs to pick his spots a little bit better and probably like be more aggressive, call for the ball a little more, move Jeremy Grant out the way. I don't know, you know.
So even with for instance, you getting even, you know, having Bagley starting right now, you're getting more looks from Bagley too. So it's like, is it enough basketballs to go around? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm kind of wondering, because if you got Cade, you got Jeremy, you got Bagley, and then you're trying to get Sadiq the ball too. That's a lot of basketballs to move around, man. You probably gonna have to pick 3 guys that you consistently go to, and I think that's what's going on right now with Sadiq Bey. So I think it's based on, you know, who has it that night, you know, right now, currently at this time. But you know, we'll see, man. Like I said, we got you know, a little bit of games left for the season, so something that we can definitely keep our eye on, man. With the guys that we had out tonight, you know, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Diallo, still missing Frank Jackson, you know. So the second unit looked horrible. You know, they look horrible. You hear me? So how important is Diallo and Killian Hayes to that second unit? Damari, I'm gonna give you a shot. Go ahead, man.
First of all, I just want to say what up, though, man. What's going on with everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
What's going on, bro?
Hey.
It's crazy, right? Because I was watching it at my job. That's why I'm still in my Amazon right now as we speak. But as far as the question, you said how important are Killian and Diallo to the rotation, right? Extremely important. For one, you got 2 extra ball handlers, plus you got 2 defenders that pretty much like you said earlier, like y'all talked about earlier, our best defenders on the perimeter. So, and if I'm not mistaken, since December, Hamadou been leading the league in steals. So, they are extremely important, dog. And Hamadou would definitely give you about 15, 20 points off the bench on the offensive side too, man. And Killian's starting to come up too, and we starting to see some production from Killian as well, man. So definitely miss them on the perimeter.
Yeah, absolutely sucks, man. Like I said, probably was having one of his best games of the season, and then
Absolutely.
Jeremy Grant does his best Draymond impression and kicks him in the leg. So yeah, just can't win for losing. You know what I'm saying? So
you're wrong for that, King. You wrong for that, man.
Oh,
terrible.
we can't win for losing, man. Like I said, we just can't stay healthy, man. And we know that at this point of the season, that's the most important thing right now is for these guys to be healthy and play together, man. So to see Jamarco Pickett out there wasn't too bad today, man.
Absolutely.
What you think of the job he did out there? Lions Rumble, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about Jamarco Pickett, man?
I think he is deserving of the spot on the team. I mean, he held his own. It's not like he expected, but as an NBA player, you should always expect injuries and expect to go in there and just input whatever you can. But I think he did good for on the fly. I don't think the playbook was designed for him per se, but he did his thing, man. And we need identity on that second the second core of guys. We need some identity. We need, like you said, like a Draymond or Dennis Rodman, somebody to kind of just give you the unexpected. You're not expecting this guy to do what he did tonight. So my hat's off to him. He definitely solidified his spot on the team for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was surprised to see him get out there, man. He did well while he was out there. It was definitely fun to see. Like I said, I still want to see guys like Chris Smith, man. Kind of unfortunate that his ankle is injured right now. Nomis, I'm gonna ask you. Being shorthanded in that backcourt tonight, like I said, we obviously missing Killian. We missing Diallo's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going next season with guys like, your favorite player, Corey Joseph and Rodney McGruder?
Well, we going to get them their jerseys so I can send them to your house. So, man, let me tell you something. We absolutely going nowhere. The only way, it depends on what the Pistons are talking about actually doing this year. Are they talking about being a 30-plus win team next year, or are they still going to be tanking for a pick? Because if you ask me, if they talking about, if you got Ashton talking about wait till next year, you got money, there's no reason for them to be here. Because now you talking about getting some actual guys who can be down there starters to play in rotation that you can give a decent contract to, that can help on the defensive side of the ball. And that's just what it comes down to. Our kids are our best players on the roster, hands down. Anybody that's essentially 25 years older or younger are the best players we have. And when you're missing all that and you just got Corey Joseph, it shows constantly. They're here to learn what not to do. That's what the kids are learning for Corey Joseph, what not to do. So when those guys are gone, you get some real cap, bring in some guys who can match at least the vet level of a Jeremy Grant, you can produce a better roster. And that's just what it comes down to. That's why it makes so big that we, continue to lose so we can get that top 3 pick that everybody all of a sudden mad about because we lost tonight, but we still didn't need to get a top 3 pick in the draft. And then we can get a legit big as well down low so we can start getting this roster together. That's what it's all about. This year was supposed to be the way it was for a reason. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah. And, look, once again, shout out to Ashton, the trainer, man. Besides the tweets, I love when guys like him, ring out about certain things, but it confirms, a lot of things that us content creators are trying to get the fan base to understand. It confirms that for us, what I'm saying, that we're not just delusional. And, with that said, we go anywhere between the 1st and the 4th pick. I'm going to start with you, Sean. Who you picking, Sean?
Oh, you already know, King. You know if Chet Holmgren's on the board, damn well I'm doing everything I can to get that guy in the Motor City. If I'm watching a guy like Marvin Bagley III and I'm watching what he can do as a rim runner and how limited his game is in scope in comparison to a guy like Chet Holmgren, who can come in and can shoot the three at an efficient rate, that can go all over the court, that has a good handle, that can play different positions on the court. His defensive ability too. I mean, there's just too much not to, there's just too much from Chet Holmgren to not take him number one overall just because of the overall ceiling that he has. Now, like, Jabari Smith Jr., another guy I really like, but I think with him, obviously I think he has the highest floor, but I think again, you really do want to get that high ceiling guy. And just because Jabari might be the better guy day one, that doesn't mean Chet's going to come in and be a scrub. I think there's too much that's made of his weight. And I think to a certain extent it's fair, because you look at guys like Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic, the best bigs in the league, they really leverage their body. And that's kind of like that's where like a lot of their game comes from, is their ability to do that. However, with Chet Holmgren, I think it's just important to remember. I mean, we see guys like Evan Mobley, guys like Jarrett Allen, even Rudy Gobert. He's strong, but he's not the thickest guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think this narrative that guys can't be big men and also be skinny is just something that's like a little bit overblown. On top of that, it's not like he's not going to gain muscle over his time in his career. So there's a lot to like about Chet. I mean, Jaden Ivey is another one where, if we don't get that top three where we can get that rim runner, that guy in the paint, or that presence down low, I think he's a guy that there's definitely a lot to be excited about. I think we should cool a little bit on the Ja Morant comparisons, because Ivey's great, but he's not the athlete Ja Morant is.
Yeah,
let's just be honest about that. He's a bucket. He is a bucket. Don't get me wrong, but he is not Ja Morant. So, there's really no wrong answer in my opinion. No. However, if I was the man picking, it's hard for me to not pick Chet Holmgren. It's really hard.
Devin Hollis, I see your comment, man. Haters everywhere. Yeah, absolutely, man. CBS just put a story out. Celtics hold the Pistons just 2 points. 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, extending the win streak to 5 games. The Pistons held themselves to 2 field goals. The Celtics didn't do shit.
held us to that, but they didn't.
Your shit, King. Hey.
Well, it's like the thing where like Boston was getting like Detroit, that it was hard to expect them to keep going. You know what I mean? Like all their shots they were getting were tough. They didn't get anything easy all night. And whereas the Celtics, they had whatever the hell they wanted. They could go down in the paint. They could just go up there, get right next to the basket. Marvin Bagley wasn't going to affect a damn thing that was going to happen. And everybody was just getting whatever they wanted down there. So, I think this is just one where it's hard to see it going any other direction. Detroit played well to start. I mean, still, man.
Yeah, man. Like, so, like I said, it's, a full roster of Celtics, and then, a handicap Pistons, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This ain't hard, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Joshua, who's your guy? Joshua? Who's your guy 1 through 4 in the draft? Who's your guy? Joshua, you there? I think we lost Joshua, y'all. Rise above, you go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I didn't hear the first part of the question, man.
Yeah, we talking draft, man. We talking draft. Who's your guy? 1 through 4. But obviously, if you got that number 1 pick, then who is the guy that you select the number 1 if you're the Pistons?
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. I'm gonna let you go next, Josh.
For sure.
Let Rise go.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I say my guy personally, it was to start the year. It was Paolo, but seeing all of these, young players put their skills on display, and Jabari not even being in the conversation to start the season, but just by his play, no type of extra hype, he's played his way to my top of the list. So if we get number 1, I'm for sure getting Jabari, because like I said, even though I need to see a little bit more of him putting the ball on the floor, I've seen glimpses of it. And that dynamic with Cade, man, like that will be an unguardable duo. Now, if we get like 4th, I really don't see us going wrong with either one of Paolo, Jabari, Chet, or Ivy. But Jabari is my top of the list for sure.
All right, Joshua, you ready for me?
Yeah. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. So yeah, I like number one definitely Jabari, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get him.
Right.
So in that case, I actually want Chet too, man. I think him and Cade. I think Chet can unlock Cade in a way that Jaden Ivey maybe cannot. I'm not saying him and Ivy can't play together. I think they definitely can play together. But I think Cade and Chet, man, I don't know. That just seems way more dangerous to me, man. Some about them too. That big man down there. And also selfishly, I just want to see this tall, skinny guy in a Pistons teal horse jersey, man. That just seems. Come on, that just
Oh
seems
my!
so. That just
Oh my
seems so
God!
fire.
I didn't even
just seems
think
so
about Chet and
fire,
Teal.
man.
Holy!
Come
Oh
on,
my
man. Like,
God!
Hey,
y'all,
calm down, Sean. Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You
I
getting
just
Sean
gotta say.
aroused.
Oh, oh my gosh, man, that got me excited. I'm sorry.
but
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
y'all feel me though, right? Like, man, this tall dude in that teal Pistons horse, man, that look fire. I just want to see that on the court one time. I don't know. That's just me.
Man, I forgot all about the teal next year. Oh my God.
Because they bringing them back. So, but yeah, I obviously, yeah, like I would definitely, I think Jabari, Cade, Jabari, Killian. I think that defense would be nasty for sure, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get him. So I'm with Chet, man. I don't know. I'm with Chet. If not, Ivy's cool for sure.
All right. Lions Rumble, who you taking?
Man, it's hard to go against these two. Like all of you guys have been, man. I'm ready for the teal, man. That's all I'm thinking about right now. Whoever in the teal, at this point. But I could see Cade. Cade is a wow. He's the face of our franchise, and I would be fun to watch him throw lobs and play off the pick and roll or do whatever with either one of those guys. So yeah, I'm cool with either one in teal. That's it. This is what we're gonna roll with, teal.
All right, Coach No Miss Weaver. Who you going with, bro?
It's only one that fit what I personally want. You should already know the answer. Jabari Smith. It's the only one. It's got to be, especially after we listen. If you're talking about really the support that we get from the 1 and 5, I think Rumble just mentioned the defense. You got Killian Hayes. And not only that, you got passers. That's the other thing. Our roster is designed to have multiple bids.
Very unselfish.
Yes, we have so many passers to find the bids. We just don't have the bids. We really need to get a guy that can score at the rim, and come on, man. It's the easiest choice that you can make. Like, I'm praying for God we get the number 1 pick again, because I know it probably won't happen, but we gotta get it. Like, I need Jaleel Okafor back on this team to give us that mojo to give us the number 1 pick, because we need it bad, bro. It's like I like Chet Holmgren, but I don't know 100% how he would fit with our roster. I mean, I know he can score, but to me, like, just for me, on my biased way, it's gotta be Smith. He offers too much, man. I can't. I need all I can get with that pick.
All right. So
let
me go ahead.
Is
go ahead, Sean.
I just want to contest one thing. I just gotta say, I definitely don't blame you on liking Jabari, but not knowing how Chet Holmgren fits this team. I mean, first of all, Chet Holmgren is the only guy in NCAA history to shoot, 70% inside the 2, 50% from the field and 40% from the 3. On top of that, averages 3 blocks a game. As far as his defensive abilities, an elite rim protector, can guard multiple positions on the court, can run the pick and roll, can shoot the 3, can handle the ball himself, has underrated playmaking abilities. There's a lot of things about both of them. I don't think there's a wrong choice, in my opinion. I think both can be really good, and I think both are going to have a great spot in this league. It's just, to me, it's just, in my personal opinion, I just, if we're looking at as a fit, I mean, Jabari and Chet both fit. Like, that's just, let's just set that. They both really fit this team.
No. I didn't mean like his skill set. What I mean by fit, I mean like the direction of the team. Because like you gotta understand one thing. We just said it earlier about Chet, and it's gonna be a growing pain for every rookie in this draft. It's always is, as we've seen with Cade and several other people. At the end of the day, we don't know how he's going to be adapted to those guys who are stronger. There's some guys that came out this draft that are probably stronger than he is that still need to, get stronger because they just not ready. And he has the skill set to fit. That wasn't what I was questioning. I was saying we need a player that kind of already has a build where we don't have to worry too hard about, like the same way with Cade. Like we took Jalen Green, you already know what I'm saying. Like he would have been nice, as you can see how explosive he is, but he's very inconsistent and he needs to get bigger. With Cade, you already got that whole effect already, and that's where I was kind of going with the Jabari Smith scenario. I feel like he's physically a little bit of a better fit for us right now. I'm not saying Chet ain't got the game to fit with us. No, easily. I just worded that wrong. That's my fault.
No, you're good, man. I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to clarify. But I understand the concerns about his frame, and I do think Jabari has a more NBA ready body and overall NBA ready. I think he's just more NBA ready than anybody else in the draft right now. So like if we're talking like if we want to see this boom like right away, I think that's valid. But if it's if the plans to take another year, see this team develop and get one more lottery pick, or see if we can acquire a little more talent, then I think you can be a little more patient with a guy like Chet. I don't think there's really much of a right or wrong here. I think they're both, it's just like this isn't like a clear like Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green. Like, Cade in every single category is a better, almost every single category is a better prospect. And that's not even just the dish on Jalen Green. That's just what the conversation was. That's just the truth. You know what I mean?
You just get more with Cade. That's all it is. There's nothing against him.
Look, let me say this. Two things. We've seen guys walk in the league like twigs before.
Yeah.
Like I said, even though
look at Evan Mobley.
Yeah, like I said, look,
Giannis.
Evan Mobley. But Giannis walked in the league. You look at this man now, he look like Ultron. You know what I'm saying? He got, I mean, just you can go back in Kevin Garnett when he walked in the league. How skinny was he? You know what I'm saying? So it's, not only that, I have number two is I do have some type of faith in the Pistons staff when it comes to adding some weight and muscle to some players, because you take two pictures of Killian Hayes, his rookie season and this season. Killian, when he walked in, was a skinny little baby. Yeah. Look at his body transformation. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously our prize pick needs to get stronger over this summer. Yeah. And I think he's going to do that. Cade definitely his base has to get much stronger. So, they even mentioned it, during the game tonight. So I'm not worried too much about the size with Chet. I don't, like I said, Chet offers you rebounding, block shots, offense, shooting. He checks the departments. The only thing is his weight. So if the only thing that I have to do is get him, on an eating regimen and get him in the gym, I'll take that all day. Mm-hmm. I'll take that all day.
And Ken, can I make a quick example of how Chet will fit? So basically, like we've kind of seen how Cade has played with Evan Mobley, a small sample size in that Rising Stars game. And basically, he was just picking people apart, throwing it up. Like, even though you were saying Cleveland fans talking about, Evan Mobley was doing this, scoring left and right, who was assisting on every single point he got that night? Cade Cunningham. So if Evan Mobley, he had the same questions. He was skinny, small frame, but guess what? It's not more about the size or the build. It's about their competitive spirit. Like,
their heart.
He goes out there, even though he's 195 soaking wet, goes out there and bangs with, whoever. He doesn't care. He doesn't shy from contact. And I'm not saying that that's going, just have him going at Embiid, as soon as he gets in the league, because we already saw what Evan Mobley gets done to Embiid. Like, Embiid is tearing this man up. But, Nobody speaks about that. He just dropped 8 points against Embiid, and Embiid dropped 50 on him. So, but hey,
Well, who isn't?
The claim is.
Hold on, wait. Okay, listen.
Okay.
No, we're not saying this ain't directed towards you, Namas. You made your point. This ain't directed towards you. I'm just saying these are the reasons why you would say, okay, with Chet Holmgren, the weight, thing that's on him, it shouldn't be looked at as deeply as it is. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like I said, a lot of great players walking this league very, very slim. Very slim. It's up to Chet to want to, change that. You know what I'm saying? So, and working on his body along with Bagley too. Bagley's not skinny, but Bagley's been in this league for 4 years. His body has not changed. They need to get with Bagley too, man, because it'll help him in the paint as well.
You got to work on his lateral quickness.
Yes,
man.
yeah,
Like I was watching specifically. I saw one. I remember one play. I don't remember what quarter. I believe it was in the third quarter, second quarter. And Jaylen Brown had the ball at the top of the key. Evan Mobley was guarding him. And Jaylen Brown, I mean, it was a mismatch, obviously, right? But for a guy like Bagley to be drafted as high as he was, you want to see him to be able to like at least keep up with him, or at least keep his body in front of him. Like some of that's just IQ. Some of that's like intelligence, because like even a guy like Nikola Jokic, who is just like a freaking sloth, is like a much improved defender and can keep his body in front of guys. But like, Marvin Bagley, big frame, a guy that like as athletic as he is, I mean, his lateral quickness, especially on the defensive end, man, it ain't it, man. As of right now, it ain't it. He's got to, again, offensive end, I'm loving everything we're seeing from Bagley in the post, but I mean, defensively, like there's just no other way to say it. He's got to be better. He's got to be better.
Bagley is not East Coast ready yet. He's still in that West Coast. Like for whatever reason, I think the East Coast, like centers and big men, are that grind, like will bang you in the paint. Whereas the West Coast, they're all about shooting the three. Like those big men don't really. Now they'll get busy, but primarily their game is, out at the 3-point line. 20 feet and out. Whereas the men in the big men out east have always been that grind you down, tire you down, and make you work. So I think Bagley, he's gonna have to. It's gonna take him a while because he's still on that West Coast mindset where it's. I don't know, man. I hope to see it out of him, but I don't know. I still have question marks, but I love the fact that he's here, so I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick side note. The Orlando Magic won again. Thank you, Orlando. Could continue to win.
Also,
this is the second game straight they won. Go ahead, Sean.
Also, Greg Popovich just won and became the winningest coach in NBA history, man. Greg Popovich. Listen, man, does not get enough praise of late, man.
Love
I mean,
Pop,
I know I like everything that's happened with the Spurs. I mean, that was just the writing on the wall, especially after everything that happened with Kawhi and everything. But Pop is one of, if not the greatest coach to ever coach a game of basketball, man.
I like him and
I
Larry
just
Brown,
need him to
man.
come to Detroit.
Yeah, if we didn't get Larry Brown, I wanted him. You know what I mean? Like I would have loved to have him here. But
we talk. I don't mean to cut nobody off. First things first, I want to make this note. Although, like I said, I favor Jabari Smith. If we get Chet Holmgren, this guy won't be mad. This guy named Nomas J will not be mad at that at all, because we still need a center either way. And both players got to get stronger either way you go about it anyhow. So I just wanted to make that note, but if it was just like a personal preference, that's why I said Jabari.
Oh no, you're good, man. And again, like I said earlier, I don't think there's a wrong answer. So like it's not like we're coming at you as if like, oh no, you're wrong. It's just the thing of it's just like but it's an interesting conversation. You know what I mean?
Right. And the other thing I was gonna say too, while we on the subject, this is the issue I have sometimes. Like you got players that make decisions with their bodies, but it's all on them. Like Killian and even Cade, the decisions he made on his diet and what he eats. We still don't have the staff, to me, that's like, hey, you need to get bigger. You need to get stronger. Where are we going to have a real development staff that's going to help? That's why I wish we had like former players as like our coaches on this team too, to help them, because they understand.
I mean, I can't really I can't agree with that, Nomis, because like I said, I mentioned earlier, you look at the body transformations with Sadiq Bey and Killian Hayes, they both bulked up. Both of them bulked up.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, but that
tremendously. I mean, Sadiq is built like a machine right now.
You
You
he
know?
teams
is.
have the caliber of John Beeline being the head of their player development.
Mhm.
That's another thing too. John, like we do have coaches and people in the building. You know, John Beeline is very involved, and you know, say what you will about his coaching tenure in Cleveland, he knows how to help guys grow and get better. That's for sure.
Man, we
Yeah,
need Ben Wallace in the weight room with them boys.
maybe I'm just rushing the process a little bit on that end because
Yeah.
it's like no, but because it seems like all our bids do need to get stronger. Like our guards don't mind getting bigger, but what's up with the bids though?
Well,
man?
I mean, no, Miss, all dudes like every big that came here, you know, Marvin Bagley, they just got here. You know, we didn't even get a chance to develop them yet. Kelly Olynyk out here handing out AM1s like he Oprah. So it's like, you know, I don't get what's going
You
on.
get everyone. You get
We really missed Isaiah Stewart tonight. You know?
Yeah. Listen, man, let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Kelly Olynyk ain't it.
Yeah,
He ain't it.
He's
man.
fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He was brought here to fill
Bro,
a need and
listen.
help. But he's better
No.
than Mason Plumlee. That's
Third
not
string.
saying a lot, but he's better than Plum Dog Millionaire.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would rather have Mason Plumlee.
Stop.
I would. No, listen. Now, y'all, especially y'all in the comments, y'all know that's a lot for me. This is the reason why. He gives you nothing rebounding, nothing on the defense. But on top of that, the man think he's Steph Curry. Kelly, you are not Steph Curry.
Pull a 30-footer.
He didn't even shoot a three tonight. He didn't even shoot a three tonight, though.
Like, it's just like, this dude, he'll have a wide open three. He said, nah, forget that. I just want to step forward and step back and make it look pretty and shoot a three. Like, what are you doing? Stop.
It's a trip that even Garza comes in the games and get rebounds and shit like that, though.
You know, I'm just kidding about the Plumlee thing, but bro,
thank you.
Olynyk,
I just need to know that for
annoys
myself.
the hell out of me sometime with that, man. It's like try one time, Olynyk. Just try to block a shot. Just wave at it at least.
No, all he's doing is just slapping people on the wrist and letting them finish through contact. Like, I mean, like, listen, Kelly Olynyk kind of reminds me of like the impact of Frank Jackson at his best. Like, okay, Frank Jackson, when he's giving us scoring, it makes sense to have him out there. But when he's not giving us scoring, he's a defensive liability at times. Kelly Olynyk,
we have so many defensive liabilities.
Yes, very. Yeah,
you know, when certain guys come out, like Corey Joseph. You know, I love Saban, but he was one tonight. Magruder, you know what I'm saying? These guys on defense are the worst. They are the worst. And when it comes to identity that we're trying to build, like I said, you look at this, right? You gotta give Troy Weaver his flowers, man, because like I said, you look at the guys that we have waiting. You know what I'm saying? The young guys that we have waiting to play. But next season should be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because we have so many young guys, man, that are ready to go out there and prove themselves. I love Garza. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his future holds with the Pistons, but you know, we all know what the issues are with Garza. You know, not that it doesn't have the ability to move his feet. You know what I'm saying? Not athletic enough. You know, we all know what this is.
Yeah.
But we have some young guys that's ready to play, ready to, you know, get their opportunity, man. So, you know, at this point, it's just like, you know, I can't get to next season faster because my dream summer. This is my dream summer. Obviously, we go out in the draft. You know, we make our selection. You can't go wrong with any one of those guys. Killian works with Ashton and Cade during the summer. Stays away from France. Isaiah Stewart says, "Hey, Bagley, let's get in the gym." Bagley works with Isaiah Stewart and Ben Wallace. Get stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Get Ben in the gym.
Right. This is my fantasy.
Yeah.
You know? let me dream. Okay.
Throw him in there with Chet too while we're at it, man. If we're throwing the dreams, let me have my stuff in there, man.
I have a dream moment. Go ahead.
You know, like I said, Cade bulks up, man, and like I said, Cade getting stronger makes him absolutely the polarizing player that we know he could be. You know what I'm saying? Him just, oh my God, with the strength.
Posting him up. Posting
Oh
them
my
up.
God, he has every move. Listen, this is a rookie we talking about. He has every move that you want him to have around the rim, out to the 15-foot mark. So it's just like, bro, this dude he has a move for everything. Like
He
if
breaks ankles.
you do this against him, he has a move for it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
his
I like
counter,
that.
counter
He
moves.
needs is to get it a little bit stronger. That's it. That's all he needs, man. So
I like that move. My bad. I like that move Cade do where he like he be dribbling at the free throw line. He stop there and then he either dish it or lay it. I like that little move. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Listen, like I said, they was talking about it with Kevin Durant. We seen DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? I love him embracing the mid-range jump shot. I love that. I absolutely love it. It makes you so much more of an unstoppable player. You know what I'm saying? When you can go from anywhere from the basket to the 15-foot to the 3-point line, you know what I'm saying? You really have a task trying to defend that, you know what I'm saying, on the opposing team. So
And
go ahead, Sean. I see you, man. You just dying to say something.
No, man, no, you're pretty much just touching on everything, man. I think for me, I'm just the most interested to see on who's going to be here beyond this summer. There are certain guys, that just have uncertain futures. I mean, we're joking about Corey Joseph. We're saying, he's not as worthless as we're saying, all jokes aside, but I mean, he's pretty obvious he's not going to be here. You know what I mean? It just feels like Detroit's just going in a different direction. Too many young guys in there. But guys like Frank Jackson, who earlier in the year felt like he had a pretty solid role in Detroit and could be there, going forward of late. He's injured, and even when he was playing, he started to struggle a little bit. That's a guy that we're a little uncertain of. I think as we're seeing this, the rest of this season, I think a lot of these guys that are in that second unit are playing for their spot and are playing to say that they belong on this team going forward. So I think when we're looking at these final 20-some games going down the stretch here, I know it's easy for us just to go, we just want to watch Cade Cunningham go out there and do his thing, which absolutely, that's, believe me, as a Pistons fan, that's what I'm going out there. That's, that's like my primary focus a lot of nights too. But, on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, what are these other guys doing? Like how's a guy like, Rodney Magruder, a guy who's consistently having to fight for a job in the NBA year to year. How's he playing? How's he performing? Isaiah Livers, can he actually have a long-term spot on this Pistons roster? You know what I mean? I see like Isaiah Livers is kind of like a more restricted Sadiq Bey, where like he can come in and just be like that 3-and-D guy, like rookie Sadiq Bey. It to me is like Isaiah Livers ceiling, like not nearly as much like production or anything like that, but just a guy who can come in, be a dependable 3-point shooter, can give you good defense. That's the blueprint for Livers, right? So but again, I mean, he's just a second-round pick. Detroit, if he's not ultimately not part of our future plans, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? But Luka Garza, like you just said, what's he gonna? I love him, but man, is there not anyone that makes me more uncomfortable watching them move? Oh my gosh! But there's just it's really, these guys are fighting for their jobs going forward. So
and by the way, bringing up Luka Garza, man, not to switch it to college, but I think Hunter Dickinson needs to stay another year. Because, like I said, if Luka was, like I said, this dude was player of the year, went late in the second round. Hunter Dickinson, you need to go back to college. I just wanted to make that known because I was watching. He needs to go back to college. It's almost the same scenario. Can't move his feet. Can't jump 2 inches off the floor. Same thing. So
he's a glorified like screen setter, like Luka, in a set shooter. Like you can, but I think the league has transitioned from that because, like you guys been saying.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy. I think your mic went out or something. Yeah, you went out. But no, what I want to say is, as far as the guys that I think is going to be out, obviously Corey Joseph. That day I'll probably run around with a shirt off.
I'm just picturing that live stream now, King. I think that's for a different type of content, though, King. I don't think that's for YouTube.
That's the level of
Make
game
sure
we want
I'm
people
gonna
last year.
make an OnlyFans, man.
Yeah, only King. Only King.
No,
I got a cool question too, though.
yeah, but Corey Magruder, I don't think we're gonna see these guys. Corey Magruder, I think Frank Jackson's also, one of those guys that is on the edge of, being tossed off that cliff too. Because, like I say, you got a guy in Livers. Like I said, this guy literally just walked in here. You know what I'm saying? Not playing all season, foot injury, everything else, and was able to knock down some big shots for us. Look pretty good. You know what I'm saying? We all know just from watching Michigan, for us Michigan fans, we know that Isaiah Livers is a dog, man. We know that. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the guys I think that we see out the door, those three probably are the top of my list. We got a lot of, like I said, we got a lot of young guys, man. It would be hard for me to see anybody else. Go ahead.
Oh no, what I was about to ask y'all, do y'all expect another part 2 to the November, or the all season of Reaver? If you know what I mean, that was Weaver's first year and all that crazy stuff that was going on, because we have a lot of pieces, like you said, that might need to be moved on. What if there's some crazy trades going around? Because remember, we got the cat.
See, the thing with Weaver is, I tell people all the time, even though he's like a ghost. Whenever he shows up, listen closely to what he says. Listen very closely to what Weaver says, man. Weaver has a plan. He's going to stick to that plan. He's not going to do nothing outrageous. He's not going to push the buttons to rush things. He's not going to give you the Stan Van Gundy vibes. That's not going to happen. He's not going to do anything reckless. He's going to take his time, and he's going to build and restore Pistons basketball. Pistons basketball, not 2022 NBA basketball. Pistons basketball, because Troy Weaver, being one of the rare GMs that he is, he understands what it takes for a market of Detroit Pistons basketball to win in this league. And in order for us to win in this league, number one, it starts with defense. It starts with defense. Number two is team basketball. Those are the teams we've won with. And that's what he's trying to build us. So, like I said, he's not going to rush and just throw the bank at some cute player that everybody want to see in a Pistons jersey. Right. He's going to build this team right. When I say endorse, this guy has, I will put my car up for this guy. You know what I'm saying?
I get 2 chicken chalupas.
I am bought in for Troy,
no sour cream, please.
Hey man, you want to mute yourself? You're
ordering food. Mute your mic, Joshua. No, but seriously, Troy is on a mission. He's on a mission, man. So you need to listen really closely to his interviews when he speaks, man, because he consistently says what his plan is and where he's trying to go with this team. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it. I truly do, man, because
he's kind of on the clock too, because his whole tenure with Toronto, everybody was like, oh, it's a fluke.
Yeah, no.
Well, hey,
no fluke.
But this is no fluke, buddy. No. Like, y'all need to stop that bull. You know what I mean?
I want to see Troy on draft night with that sheepish grin that he had. This oh my God, it was the greatest thing I ever seen, dude. That sheepish grin in the interviews, man, was beautiful, dude, because he's like, I know what I'm doing. You trying to figure out what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, what so just to kind of circle back on the draft a little bit.
Wait, wait. First and foremost, where's my chalupa? We heard you, by the way. Hey, where's my chalupa? I want extra sour cream on my chalupa.
Hey man, they ran out. My bad.
Go ahead.
They ran out.
Go ahead.
Hey, but so Chet or Jabari, right? Either one. Where does Jeremy Grant fit into that equation? Because to me, He doesn't really.
Great
He's kind of the
question.
odd man
Ooh,
out.
go
So
Sean. Great
what do
question.
y'all think about that? And I don't hate Jeremy Grant. It's not a hate. I'm just saying. So what y'all think about that?
Get it. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I think the big thing here is, first of all, I do think I was about to say about Jeremy Grant. This kind of ties into the conversation we just had, kind of transition into that question. I think Troy Weaver kept Jeremy Grant beyond the deadline because I think he wanted to see Cade, Sadiq, and Jeremy get time on the court together. I think we forget that towards the beginning of the season, we really did not get much Cade Cunningham alongside with Jeremy Grant. We did not see that pairing whatsoever. So everyone wanted Jeremy Grant traded for pennies on the dollar around the deadline. I totally get it. However, I think that they really needed to see what they actually had there with that trio. Now, obviously, they had those games where it looked really good. Now it's kind of fizzling down a little bit. Jeremy's still playing pretty well. I think personally, Jeremy's spot is contingent on where we land in that draft order. Because if we do get a guy like Chet or Jabari, then that makes a guy like Jeremy Grant way more expendable. We can go out and trade him and move him to a team like, say, Chicago, who's going to realize that they don't have enough talent to contend this summer. I think if we get a guy like Chet or Jabari, that just makes Jeremy's spot in the starting lineup almost eliminated because you're not moving Sadiq to the bench right now. You're not moving Chet or Jabari to the bench right now. And Jeremy Grant's not a bench guy either for the kind of money that he's going to be commanding next summer. So I just think, in my opinion, where Chet and Jabari come into play in that scenario is where we land. Because if we do get those guys, I just think Jeremy's role on this team is kind of taken. You know what I mean? Whereas if we get a guy like Ivy, then Jeremy Grant suddenly becomes more valuable because then we don't get that guy. We still need that size. We still need a guy who can come play four and guard multiple positions and can create his own shot. So, if we end up with Jeremy, it's not the end of the world. I just think you got to look at where we actually end up in the draft order first. That's going to answer a lot of questions about Jeremy's future.
Oh man,
And I totally agree with Sean on that one. And not just even Jabari and Chet, but even Paolo. Because at the end of the day, this is how I see the next 2 years for the Pistons going. It's like this offseason coming up, it doesn't have a lot of big names in free agency. So let's just get that out the way. Now that can work to our benefit because right now you're seeing Jeremy Grant. You saw Jeremy Grant at the first year that we got him being the number one option, being contributing, surprising everybody. First he was overpaid, now he's underrated. So then, we get Cade and Sadiq, and he sometimes plays the second and third option. He's still contributing, giving you 20 plus points. So this offseason, Troy Weaver saw that his value was higher in the offseason, more so in that deadline period. So now you can really pull off a bigger steal in the offseason. This season, if you get Paolo, Chet, Jabari, and then the next season around is the real free agency pool. So you're going to go ahead, be competitive with whatever assets you get from trading Jeremy Grant. If you get one of those three, you build up competition. Let's say they're a 500 team. Then next offseason, go ahead and throw that max cap at whoever you can, and then you're back being the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? So,
I agree.
Well said, Joshua, man. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure that you put when you put my chalupa in my mailbox, make sure you put some spicy sauce to go with it. That's what I'm talking about.
But to be fair with Grant, he did have the Olympics this year, the previous year, or this past summer, I guess, won a gold medal. So I think he came back with like a I don't know, like a bigger head, so to speak. Like, I'm gold medalist now, pay me. And it's like, bro, you're still in the deep, man. You still got to grind it out, man. We still need you to be the identity for this team. And I think he let that kind of dictate his play per se, because now he just think he's supposed to get,
Hey, was Jeremy? Oh, go ahead.
This is very interesting, man, because it's something that I've had conversation with some of my peers, man, and it's Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, we want to see Cade with the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us feel like Cade is just not a player that needs the ball in his hands all the time.
Right.
So what do we do in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Because you'll see a lot of lineups. Some people put a lineup up there with Cade at point guard, Sadiq at the 2, Jeremy at the 3, which Jeremy is a 3. Cade being a primary point guard. Do you think we have success with that? Because, like I said, the Pistons, when you look at the Pistons' attitude with this thing, you move Killian to the bench, Corey Joseph is starting at point guard still. You see, you would think automatically. Listen. You would think automatically that Cade goes to starting point guard, and then you bring in a guy like Diallo at the 2, or you do shift Sadiq to the 2. That's not the case. The Pistons coaching staff decide to put Corey Joseph starting at point guard. What does that also speak to? What does that say to you, Sean?
To me, it says that he's merely point guard by formality. I think just because Corey Joseph is the point guard doesn't necessarily mean he's the primary ball handler or the quarterback, so to say. I think with that it's fit. I think Cade's game is best when the ball's in his hands and when he's helping create for himself and others. But again, he is versatile where he can play that off the ball role if you need him to as well. He can kind of come in and be a little bit of like that Chris Middleton type player if you need him to be too. I think, so to me, it is interesting because, you do go, all right, well, what is his best fit? Where is his best fit? And I think the reason why it's been best for Killian to come off the bench is because that's a guy that needs the ball in his hands, right? But let's just be honest, the starting unit just works better with Cade Cunningham running the ball. So, to me, going forward, even if Cade doesn't start at the point guard spot, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not running point. You know what I mean? And I think with Jeremy, I just want to touch on that real quick. I think a lot's been made of him wanting to be the primary option, like those reports that came out. King, you and I talked about this a couple times actually. And the point that I kind of keep going back to is you can be a primary option without being the number one guy on your team. You could still be, a secondary or even tertiary option as well. I think because with Jeremy, let's be honest, he has stepped back. He has allowed Cade to be that number one guy on the team. And he's still getting his touches. He's still getting plenty of shots, but this idea that Grant demands the ball, that he needs to be this number one, guy, or otherwise he's not happy. I just don't think that's true. You know what I mean? So, I definitely understand where that comes from. And I definitely think Grant's become more confident in himself. I think, he is going to be commanding, a good market, but I mean, it's not crazy if you look at what other guys have signed to as well. I mean, Duncan Robinson's making like 96, or he signed a pretty crazy contract for him too. And that's a guy that was undrafted, played in freaking Delaware in the G League for a little while, So, to me, it's just, I think we took a little too much out of that report, in my opinion. Right. I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, when you look at it, to me, I'm gonna stick with my guns where I've been at it with, before we even draft Cade. To me, Cade is not. He's not a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's Cade. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Luka Doncic. You just can't call him a point guard. You know what I'm saying?
He's a hybrid for sure.
Cade is Cade. You know what I'm saying? When Cade has the ball in his hand, it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Does he need the ball out of his hand sometimes? Yes. Yeah. Let's just be honest about it. He does. But I hate putting positions on him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put a position on Cade. Cade is he's the leader of this team. Let's just be honest about it. Then when you look at Killian Hayes, Killian Hayes is a pure point guard. That you do label. He's a pure point guard. He literally is out there to find guys and to set guys up to score. I'd argue with you with Corey Joseph on the court right now. When Killian Hayes is on the court, he sets Cade Cunningham up better. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just can't work right now. You know what I'm saying? From a development standpoint, it's just not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying, for Cade. I mean for Killian. Killian, he needs to take his time. He needs to develop, more on the offensive end. We all know what this is, but Cade with the ball in his hands is a great thing for the Pistons. He's a combination. He's like I said, we've seen these type of players, so many times. You know what I'm saying, that you can't just put a label on him. He's not a point. He's not a shooting guard. He's combo. He's Cade.
And King, I agree with you on the aggressiveness of Killian, and I also agree with him, getting trained by Ashton, and not just even that. I like in the off season, don't you know how you see players there in runs, summer runs against other players and competitive the Drew League. Like I can see Cade doing something like that in the summertime, but like Killian, I want to see him be that dog, like not like just the playmaker style, but I'm just sick and tired of seeing glimpses of him kill people on the offensive end. It's crazy.
Yeah, the glimpses. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see the glimpses. I want to see consistency, and you have to put you got to put the dog in him. Like I said, let's just be honest about it. Us for that's in this chat, in the comments, we all know what this is. You know what I'm saying? We come from neighborhoods where that dog is put in us. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
This dude over there in France, that dog ain't over there. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play college. He didn't play U.S. basketball, in college. You know what I'm saying? So dude was 15 years old playing professional basketball in France. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing. That dog needs to be put in him. That's why I want Ashton to work with Killian. That's why I want Killian to work with Cade, Ashton over the summer. I want to see him play with NBA level type of guys, man, to work on his game. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's the only thing he needs. The passing is there, the defense is there, the rebounding is there. We just gotta get the offense. We have to get the offense, man. That's it. That is it.
It's the question you initially asked seems like it ties into the last subject you was talking about, right? So you were saying like the whole ball handler thing with Cade. It's funny. It's like my answer is like, first off, it kind of depends on in the future what you want to do with Jeremy Grant. And a little bit, and the reason why I say that is because do you feel comfortable with Sadiq Bey at 3? And if you do, then it's like Killian would be that piece to finally start, but is he going to be ready? So it seems like for now, it seems almost imperative that you have to have Jeremy Grant on this roster for Cade's sake, because like we know, Cade is as good as he is. He's good at setting himself up. He's good at scoring at all layers of the angle. He can defend. But sometimes, like you said, he needs the ball out of his hands too. And Sadiq Bey, a lot of times, helps with the ball movement when he's out there as well. And I see the flow. And that's why I think for him to survive and be able to kind of just, be the formative point guard, not call him a point guard, but just be there based on what Sean says, a formality, you have to have a roster that's designed to allow him to quickly make the better decisions with the basketball, where it kind of doesn't makes him have to do a point guard's job, where he does turn the ball over sometimes because he doesn't have the exact vision that a guy like Killian has, as good as his is, but he doesn't. You have to give him a roster that allows him to, dissect with his skills more personally, I feel like, and that's ties into it when you get those guys down low. You know what I'm saying? For one, it helps.
Like I said, it's either you going. It depends on what the Pistons decide to do. Cade Cunningham, if you decide to go point guard with Cade, obviously you move somebody to the shooting guard or you draft a guy. Simple as that. But if you decide to keep doing this thing where you play him off the ball and just give him the ball at times, you're going to have to get a point guard. You're just going to have to. So
I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, just to go to what you just said, we got to get a point guard. For the Pistons team as a whole, what type of veteran do we need? Do we need a veteran point guard
we need a respectable
Dragic?
We need a respectable veteran, man, that can actually do something.
I'll take Serge Ibaka right now.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna front. I'll take a Serge Ibaka.
Not even that. Just like Cleveland, Evan Mobley has Ricky Rubio. as a veteran.
Right,
Like
right.
a point guard like
that's what I was
that,
about to say. The second one.
that
Yep.
is nice. That would have been nice.
No, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not trying to take too much airtime, by the way. So if I'm talking too much, I
Sean, you
apologize.
good, man.
No, go ahead, Sean. You got some good
All
points, man.
good,
Go
I
ahead.
man.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I to me, it just comes down to the fact that, I think the kind of veteran that we need right now, we do have veterans. We have guys in the locker room, but now we got to get veterans that can produce on the
Corey
basketball
Joseph.
court. That's the
Mhm.
difference. Now it's bringing in those veterans that, both have respect in the league and can help guys in the locker room, but can also go out in the court and get his on a consistent basis. You know what
Like
I'm saying?
a Paul Millsap or something.
Yeah, like someone even better, like a different tier than that. You know what I mean? Like, not quite like a DeMar DeRozan, I think what Chicago expected DeMar DeRozan to be. You know what I mean? Not what DeMar DeRozan's been, because no one expected DeMar DeRozan to be an MVP candidate in 2022. If you did, either you're lying or you're lying. Anyway,
Now the interesting part is what Troy Weaver is doing, because I mean, when you look at the point guard situation and you look at the rest of his roster, especially starting five, somebody's you're gonna have somebody in starting five that you don't expect to score the basketball a lot. It's not enough basketballs, man. Like I said, we already seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Everybody can't score 20 plus points. You know what I'm saying? It don't
You
work
got a lot
like
of ball
that.
handlers. You're
Yeah,
right
that's what I'm
about that.
saying. It don't work like that in the league, man. So
Yeah.
So rookie, like a
You know,
Ricky
so-
Rubio type.
right, you got Cade Cunningham giving you 20 plus. You got Jeremy Grant. You got Sadiq Bey or Bagley or whoever you're gonna have. Somebody we draft. That may be the avenue where you walk a guy in, like a Killian Hayes in the future, that distributes that ball, that the floor general, the guy that gets the ball to guys where they like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That may be where he's also going. I don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also
Like I
want
said,
to say,
Go ahead.
my bad. Troy Weaver, if you listening, do not trade Killian Hayes. That's all I want to say.
Wait.
Do not.
Do not trade Killian
Wait.
Hayes. I don't
But
care.
like I
about
said,
these
he's not
Tyrese
rushing
Halliburton
anyway.
people.
Troy
Man,
is not
hey, look.
rushing. Like I said, when you read the scouting reports, man, when you read his first interviews, Troy's not he's not rushing. He didn't draft him to be an offensive threat in his first couple of years. This
Facts.
was literally was a project pick. This was something that was supposed to develop down the year.
Right.
That is his own words.
Like you said, the France, he's got some soccer in him. Like his reflexes, all of that, all those intangibles.
Those hands, man.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
hands.
So it's just he needs to be here. One way or another, he needs to be here. And he could be that sixth man off the bench that,
Yes.
sparks that second unit. And
Wasn't
and
he
he's okay
locking
with that.
up Halliburton the other day?
Halliburton, Trey Young. Who else is we can go up and down the list if you want to.
man.
No, the better question.
Just
is who
whoever he's playing, that's the answer.
I was about to say the better question: who hasn't he locked up or manhandled? Like, because he's been pushing up on centers too.
He's so good, he locks himself up some nights. Man.
right.
Like, yes, he's so good. He's seeing himself on the defensive end sometimes, bro. Like,
That's the irony thing about the irony thing about Killian Hayes, though. I get it. Like, yeah, he has to get that dog in him, but he plays like a damn dog on defense. Like,
Yeah, he does. He does. It's like when he crossed that half court line, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
If you get pissed off on offense, you might get a dunk. You just might get a dunk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but again,
He does the hell out of it too.
yeah, he's only played 79 games so far too. So like we're
Facts.
like any judgments, like he literally only played 26 games last year. He's only played 53 so far this year. So it's just one of those things where Lonzo Ball had very similar stats to Killian Hayes his rookie year. I still think Lonzo is a better offensive player than Killian was to start. And again, it's not even that Killian needs to be this great offensive player. It's he needs to be an NBA level offensive player, and that's why Killian in the offensive in the starting five didn't work, because at a certain point it just becomes 4v5,
Right.
and then how can you generate offense? Well, Corey Joseph, at the very least, if he's open, he can at least hit a three on a semi-consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing with Corey Joseph in the starting five. So with Killian again, it's not that he needs to be this, this James Harden type guy, which everyone which apparently we all think whoever is left-handed and can do something that looks like a step back is James Harden. I keep saying that, man. But with Killian, it's just he doesn't got to be that. He's just got to be himself, and he's just got to get confident.
Get to the point. Like I said, just get to the point where you can give me 15 points. 15 points.
But I'll tell you what, though, if what gives me a little bit of hope with his game, I know it's ever since he has been on the bench, like even when he penetrates and tries to score the rim, it looks different than when he did when he was starting.
Listen, this is what I'm waiting for. This is honestly what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna just let the cat out the bag. I'm waiting for us to get that true big. I want to see that true big. That's what I'm waiting on. Because, like I said, when you're watching these teams, even with Cade, Cade has some tricky moves where he still can, bypass some of these things. But when we have that true pick and roll threat, you know what I'm saying? It opens up things for guards. And we still, Bagley to an extent helps with that a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see that one big that just, sets that solid screen, you know what I'm saying, and rolls to the basket that you just have to respect. You know what I'm saying? It helps a lot, especially when he's going to that left-hand layup, you know what I'm saying? You don't got guys committing to your guard. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see that. I want to see this roster fill out, you know what I'm saying? And I want to see him have some time to develop that. Well, we'll see.
All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and admit to something since I've been on this journey about mental faults. I ain't gonna lie. The reason why I'm the way I am about us having bids and the scenario, I'm still butthurt. So that's just what it is. I'm still butthurt. I'm still butthurt about the Drummond thing. Yeah, I am. I admit it. That's why, because I'm looking at this roster for the longest, and I'm like, man, he was here.
Bro.
I mean, he still never had that dog come out of him, though.
I had to say this. The thing with Drummond, Drummond, you seen it when he was a rookie. When he was a rookie, Drummond was, like I said, motor was 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When he had the 1 point guard he's had his entire career here with the Pistons, Brandon Jennings. You seen them on ESPN every night.
Well, when Reggie was healthy, though. When Reggie was healthy.
How long was that, though?
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. But but if we're talking about point guards not being healthy, Brandon Jennings, how long was that?
Yeah, right.
That was even shorter.
But then you got this part of the Pistons.
Slim Jim.
You got the Pistons, the part of the Pistons crowd to say, well, Drummond didn't give you everything every night. If I'm looking at fucking Jose Calderon and Steve Blake at point guard, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna do every night? I'm like, man, fuck this. We finna lose. What the fuck? Bro, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? We out here, fucking Greg Monroe, Josh Smith, Kyle Singler. What the fuck are you talking about?
Jonas Jerebko.
Have you played basketball? You don't want to play with these fucking bombs. You passed up on Donovan Mitchell and brought me Luke Kennard. What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't even get me started.
But one thing, though, that you can say about Drummond, all that's valid, all that's fair, all that's fine and good. But also when, again, with Drummond, when the lights were brightest, when it was the time for him to step up, I will never forget Game 3 against Milwaukee at home in the playoffs. Chauncey Billups publicly questioning his effort on national television.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's everything you need to hear and more.
Yeah.
Because, I understand it's a tough series. I understand it's a difficult matchup, but I mean, guys, let's be honest. There's no reason that Brook Lopez should have given him the clamps the way that he did.
Him the business.
Because listen, man, Andre Drummond has the intangibles to be near the level of a guy like a Joel Embiid or a Nikola Jokic. He has the intangibles to be a damn great big in this league, man. But but also at the same time, he's just got that thing where when the lights shine the brightest, he shrinks. He just does.
Heart, man.
Here's the thing. Here's why I argue with that.
Yeah.
Drummond is not an Embiid type of player. Drummond is not a Joker type player. Drummond is literally a center that feeds off his point guard. Right. And if your point guard is not putting you in that great position, you're going to look bad. You're just going to look bad because let's be honest, he doesn't have a plethora of post moves. That's not what he is. He's Rudy Gobert, is what the fuck he is. If we had a Donovan Mitchell, this is a different story. You know, this is a total different story because now you're a threat. They have to respect Donovan Mitchell.
He's Rudy Gobert that takes defensive possessions off.
Yeah, like I said,
I mean, Rudy.
Even when you go to that point, you look at it statistically. When you look at the blocks he was averaging during the season, the steals. This dude, like I said, this dude was in the top 10 in a lot of these categories.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I will say that's bullshit. You know, like I said, it's
he should have been better in top 10 though. He should have been better in top 10 though.
Yeah, he should have been. Why? This is the thing. Why are
Tristan gave him the business in the playoffs?
Yeah, we expect this man to fart rainbows. You know what I'm saying? This is Drummond is not he's not a top guy on your team. He's a piece to your team.
He's not. You're right. And
Detroit tried to make him this when Drummond is a piece. You know,
that's on us, and that's on us.
Like I don't, man, shit.
Yeah,
no, you speaking on it because Tristan in the playoffs gave him the business.
Yeah, let's not forget. And then they can barely score, and then you ask them to run around and defend everybody.
Like Giannis, like Chauncey was questioning him against Giannis. It's fucking Giannis. Giannis is not even really a center. You have a center checking Giannis. Like,
but he wasn't. No, listen.
He wasn't catching him against Giannis. He was catching him against Brook Lopez, man. That's very different.
He got the business from Brook and Tristan.
Okay,
let's not forget Tristan.
Okay, so with Brook
Cleveland
Lopez,
team.
what type of center is Brook?
I mean, he's evolved throughout his career.
At that time in his career, what was he at the 3-point line? What was he as far as stretching? He was a bucket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drummond was in a bad position in the first place going against Lopez.
But whenever Andre tried to do anything down low, though, Lopez defensively clamped him, though. That's the thing, is that
that's where I argue with the point guard putting him in a better position because Drummond doesn't have post moves. You can't expect this man to become a Akeem Olajuwon in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's going to get somebody to dream shake and shoot a fadeaway. That's not
I'm gonna just end it like this. We go see this playoff series.
I mean, to King's credit, like Drummond, he's never been a type of player you could run plays for. Like he really was a player. He would get his buckets through the offense. Like with Brooklyn, this is what it's gonna be. KD, Kyrie, Patty Mills, you shoot, I get the rebound, I put it back. That's literally what it is. That's why
his
Lakers, it never worked because LeBron and Anthony Davis are paint dominant players. So you got all these three in the paint expecting Drummond to eat. All I wanted to see is Drummond surrounded by two perimeter stars. If he went to the Warriors with Stephen Clay, murder. If he went to the Suns,
shit, Rise.
Have 8
okay,
Devin Booker and Chris Paul, he would murder. Now he's with Kyrie and Kevin Durant. They get to shoot galore. They're going to get triple, double, second chance points. Like you will see, mark my words, Drummond will be a key part.
Nope. We're gonna give him Jose Calderon and Henry Ellis, and that's what we're gonna do.
Oh my god! I wonder if he ever went to that strip club yet.
Henry Ellis and the Michael Jordan of the summer league. Come on now, man. That man, no man went into the Orlando Magic practice gym and said, "I smell blood in the water," like Henry Ellison, man.
I don't understand either how we get Michael Benajay and we come away with that as another two guard. Like I don't like drafting guards that can't shoot. That's just, I don't get it.
Man. Well, before Troy Weaver, man, draft and Pistons were a cuss word together. Like I said, we just could not get right, bro.
We just could not was a cuss word too.
What was our best pick in the past decade? Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Like that wasn't even the right pick.
And that was a good pick. And that was a good pick.
Like
that wasn't even the right pick.
Yeah,
it's
compared to like what we've done before. Like
CJ McCollum was right there. Giannis was right there.
It's like, but like the sad part is for Detroit, that was a good pick compared to what we've had. You know what I'm saying?
And then you had 2 second rounders that could have worked out, but you let them both walk. And one's on the Bucks now, and the other one I wish was kind of still here right now. And then
sorry, man, just got me.
Well, Woo! Detroit basketball, we know that Brook is he's bigger, he's taller than Drummond. We know that. But the thing is, Drummond didn't have the post moves to go up against a Brook You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not
Offensively,
post efficient.
Mhm.
he's
He
not
showed-
that guy in the post. He's not gonna give you some shake moves down there. That's not what's gonna happen.
His
He's a
efficiency
guy.
around the rim's egregious.
Yeah, right.
Now you piss him off enough, he'll drive the ball all the way down the other end and then left hand your ass. That's what he
Or
will do.
or launch a 90-footer half quarter. You know, he been known for doing that a couple times, but yeah.
I mean, destroyed Mason Plumlee on that dunk. I said, dog.
I mean, seeing Giannis dunk on Thon Maker every single play almost made me throw up. So I don't even want to talk about that Bucks series. It's crazy. Bro.
And then y'all love how Dwayne Casey wanted to keep Thon Maker out there over Christian Wood, who was actually a better fit to play next to him, and then made every excuse not to play him.
Oh my god!
I mean, listen, man. I've let
Wood were on the roster together.
I've let it go with right. I've let this thing go with Dwayne Casey, man. But let's just be honest about it. For every good thing he does, there's questionable things too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The treatment that I saw within the one season with Sekou is still kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, you were upset about Sekou.
Because before that, Sekou was, like I said, he was the next guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy was showing us everything in his rookie season at times. At times he was showing you some flashes of some things.
At times.
And then you get fake Griffin in here. and it's just like, okay, you put him in the back of the line, you know what I'm saying, next to the fucking garbage can. You know what I'm saying? And when we put him in the game, we don't let him play his type of game. We sit him in the corner because the corner is actually a sign of respect for Casey. Let's not forget that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, for everything he does great, I still have my questions. Like, why the fuck would you do that, Casey? That's not what he is. This dude never in his career was a guy who shoots the ball out of the fucking corner. Why are you doing this?
He crashes the rim, man.
You know, Dwayne Casey really made me miss prime Tayshaun Prince for real.
I don't know, man.
Speak on it.
I mean, like I said, every coach, they gonna have their, ups and downs. Casey right now, you can't really judge him that much at this point because right now we're just rebuilding. Like, there is no expectations. Like, I literally had an argument with a Laker fan the other day. They talk about we're trash. Like, no, we're trash on purpose.
No, you're trash.
You guys are trash.
Yeah, that's the black calling
future
black. Jesus
no
Christ.
future whatsoever.
Talk your shit, Rise. I love it. Yeah, no, you trash.
like come on, man. Like,
the old retirement one talking about us.
Crazy. It's insane.
Anytime you got Jalen Green being smart, I just singled out Melo.
You got one of the most fragile players in the league, Anthony Davis. You have, Russell Westbrook is the greatest bricklayer I ever seen in my life. Carmelo Anthony on defense is sitting on the bench. Like it's like yeah.
LeBron James has to put up 33 points in 3 quarters just to lead the Wizards by 5. That's the current state of Los Angeles Lakers. And that's not even, I'm not even making that up. I am dead ass watching this game up here.
The LeBron haters have to give this man his flowers, bro. He still has to, and they're like, oh, the GM. I don't care. These guys are bona fide starters on any other team. Like, you can't put that all on him.
No, I put that on the Lakers. Yeah. I said that Westbrook move, when they did it, I said, what the hell are you doing?
I have this take with the Lakers. I've been feeling this way for a while. To me, after they won the championship in the bubble, one of the first things they did immediately was switch their roster up, get rid of a lot of those guys and change it up. And to me, obviously a lot of those pieces, a lot of those guys are getting older. There are some veterans. It's not like it was like the greatest roster on the face of the planet, but it was a good roster for LeBron. You know what I mean? And it just, to me, they fixed what wasn't broken. You know what I mean? Like they messed with the formula. They used all these assets and again in Lakers fashion, from time to time. One thing that the Lakers will always do at any point in time is trade for a star when he's out of his prime, because he's a star and you think it's gonna bring Showtime back to LA. But in reality, it's just listen,
guys
man,
brought
we
it
all
up
knew what
earlier.
Russell Westbrook's game is, man. Like it's one of those things where some of it is on him. He's got to go in if he wants this to work, he has to adjust. But on the other hand, we all knew what kind of game Russell Westbrook plays. Is this a shock? Like this shouldn't be a shock from a basketball fit
Yeah,
standpoint.
you guys brought it
man.
up earlier though. The bright lights, Drummond. I think Russell, the bright lights right now are messing with his vision. The vision is ultimately that Larry O'Brien trophy. But for whatever reason, his game has regressed big time. This guy was a walk-in triple-double for multiple seasons. And
This
for
because
him
he
not to
really
even contribute on that same level with this stacked Lakers team is I don't get it. I'm sorry.
I've seen it all of the time. Just my entire fandom of being a basketball player, I've seen all the times players that play with the type of intensity that Russell Westbrook played with. It always ends ugly like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, yeah, and it's the other thing too. Of at a certain point in your career, like it's I think Russell Westbrook is facing his basketball mortality. I think he's realizing he's not that alpha anymore. He's
Great
an
point,
alpha in
Sean.
spirit. He will always go out there, and he still believes he can go out and put up those numbers on a night-to-night basis. And if he can, that's great. But
that search for my precious, in Smeagol's words, that ring should kind of elevate him. Like we saw LeBron take that leap when he went to Miami. He got with Wade, and you really saw him just like, okay, this is your league now. But I think maybe LeBron was hoping that same thing with Westbrook, but I don't know.
Man, they should have got DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
yup,
that huge
for real.
and
Hey,
that's
they
the
could have
reason
had
why.
more.
And that's the reason why, even though we all know Cade is the best rookie in the league right now, the rookie of the year race doesn't even matter that much to me personally, because at the end of the day, we know what we're seeing. And these are the same people that's deciding on the rookie of the year are the same people that said DeMar DeRozan was the worst signing in the league last year. Like, these people make the worst takes possible, be totally wrong, and then brush it over. And we just take their word for mine. Like,
who
Skip
are
Bayless.
these idiots saying that? Because
Bleacher Report. They did an article.
You saw what happened once Leonard left Pop, and then you see him again now with DeRozan when he left Pop. So let's just put that in the ozone, man. Like these guys, these Mel Kipers and these Bleacher Reports, man. I don't know, but Pop don't play that.
Well,
Pop don't play that.
Pop, his position is that he's in a predicament that Pop is not a bad coach, so he's always going to make them a decent team at best. And when you're a decent team, you're never good enough to make noise, and you're not bad enough to actually add big talent to your team. Like, you look at Keldon Johnson, all those other players, like, yeah, they're good pieces. DeJounte Murray, but who is their go-to guy? Like, in my opinion,
DeJounte Murray.
I mean, yeah, it's DeJounte. I mean, like, yeah, I get that, but at the end of the day, they aren't bad enough to get consistent, pieces, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying that the fact that sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like Kawhi, when they started with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker, like they're not. I don't see it. I don't see it.
And see, that's the thing that I was telling a friend of mine. Like, people don't understand. Like, yeah, I get they may still be lacking some pieces, obviously, but because they had those certain pieces for so long, they suffering from a jet of trying to replace those guys and build something new. And I think sometimes that could take a little time to get done.
No, I was just saying in retrospect to the fact that DeMar DeRozan was a Spur last year. And he was with Pop, but I'm just saying Pop produces those, like, he teaches these guys how to the fundamentals or whatever he teaches them. So the fact that DeRozan is on this Bulls team, it's like the perfect storm for them. They're out east. They you have DeRozan who has gotten something from Pop. Like, Pop is a basketball whisperer. I don't know how or what he's telling these guys, but DeRozan is like literally resurgent from where he was from Toronto. Like this guy is like an alpha again. Like we had questions about his game. We're like, where's DeRozan, man? This dude used to dunk on people and do all this, that, and the third, and he was borderline MVP. And then Pop, he took a year or two with Pop, and like now he's on a different team, and you can see that. Like, man, he's been incredible. Like I don't even know what to say right now, man. The dude's been incredible, man. And that's after this is post Pop, but this is what we're expecting with him on the Spurs. But man,
I don't know, man. Whatever he's doing, you need to keep doing it, man. But with that said, it's 12:20, man. I'm tired. I know my wife probably angry. Like, where is he at? Before we get off of here, man, just want to give a few final thoughts. First and foremost, Sean, take the opportunity to plug yourself in, man, and let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. First of all, King, I just got to say you're my guy. I appreciate you a lot, and everyone, nice meeting y'all. Thanks for letting me be here. So, first of all, you can find me on YouTube at From Half Court. I have a couple podcasts. I talk all things NBA basketball. I also cover the Pistons for Woodward Sports. So I write 5 articles a week for Woodward Sports. Currently cover every Pistons game. Talk a little bit about the team itself and just what's going on. You can also find me on Twitter at Sean Half Court as well. And yeah, man, I just love the game of basketball. Love Detroit sports. Been a Pistons fan my whole life, and this is what I love to do, man. So if you want to come join the conversation, have some fun, good vibes, talk basketball, I'm all about it, man. So follow me on Twitter, check it out on YouTube, and read the articles on Woodward Sports, man. Woodward Sports is coming, bro.
All right. And as far as the rest of the panel, man, I just want to say, I appreciate you guys for coming in and having a great conversation with us, man. Talking Pistons basketball. We all passionate fans, man. We love our teams here in Detroit, man. Not only the Pistons, but we some of us love our Lions, some of us love our Tigers, our Red Wings, man. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys for coming in, man, and sharing your opinions on our team and what's going on as far as the current state of the Pistons. So, and for everybody in the comments that came in, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching this stream. Make sure that you guys smash the like button, man, for your boy, man. It helps me out a lot. I will be at the game Sunday. So for anybody in the comments that will be there Sunday, you can definitely look for me because, like I said, me and my brother Willie from my sports pod, We Three Kings Sports Pod, we will be in the building and we will be moving around there quite a bit. So just look out for me, man. With that said, man, like I said, shout out to all these guys, Nomis, Joshua Rise, Lions Rumble, man. I appreciate you guys coming in here, man. And
thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, it's definitely it's been fun, man. And these Bud Lights are starting to kick in.
Enjoy your night.
I think I need to
leave it at that.
Get some water now. And no, but seriously though, once again, thank you for everybody for being here, man. And with that said, we just gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this night, man. Get some rest. See you guys Sunday.
Smash that like button, boy.